as we all know, Borderlands 4 is gonna be an absolute woke genetic show. Nothing looks good, nothing looks inspired, and I mean seriously, you can't even play as a white character in that game. Wokeness absolutely off the charts at this point. You have the awesome choices of between playing a black vagabond drug dealer, dude, Riri Williams again, because one Riri Williams is not bad enough. Fat Siren for 3, and then you have the fourth kind of white option, which is a Norse dude who somehow magically still looks more black than white, but I guess the Vikings were black. And you know what? I stand in solidarity. As a black woman, I approve.
Right, right. You put all the games and every single bundle up on sale. Coincidentally, after these new terms have pissed off all of your current players. I've been playing Borderlands for 13 years or so. I simply will no longer play any 2K games. I think
The more time passes, the closer we get to GTA 6, the worse it's looking for 2K games. And again, 2K games, they're doing Borderlands and they are doing GTA 6. Borderlands can, well, die in hellfire all that I care, honestly. But GTA 6, that's bad. That makes me worry, okay? That makes me lose sleep at night. Because my priorities in life are meaningless.
some space on my hard drive just opened up. Borderlands is dead, and Take-Two just killed it. So look, there's more to this story with the new Take-Two terms of service that were included into the Borderlands games. So, let's talk about it.
None of it.
So this is a little bit of a crazy story that you will completely
None of it good, right?
understand very shortly. And we all know that Borderlands 4 is on the way, and I just got us caught up on all of the Borderlands 4 news just the other day. But trust me when I say that these sales for the series did not coincide with anything relating to Borderlands 4. What it did happen to coincide with was my video breaking down their terms of service and it being complete and utter bullshit. And lately, the most common comment that I've seen, just like shown at the start of the video would suggest, is that everyone is deleting Borderlands games. Well, why is that, you might ask, if you haven't kept up? Well, as discussed in this video where I broke down the TOS.
Well, also a huge thing. Remember Borderlands? It's an interesting franchise, and people, when talking about Borderlands, typically think it's good. But talking about Borderlands and saying it's good is like talking about Dishonored and saying it's good. You think Dishonored is good and fun and interesting because you don't remember that Dishonored 2 exists. You're you kind of mind blanked that out of your consciousness, and you're only referring to the first game, not the second one that ruined everything. Same with Borderlands. People typically, when talking about Borderlands, just ignore a couple of games' existences entirely. It's a very interesting situation.
For tracking the user's passwords, addresses, phone numbers, and also trying to stop community modders and other stuff like your IP address and so much more. And that initial video breaking down all of that nonsense was released on March 26th, 2025. The very next day, on March 27th, 2025, Gearbox announced a publisher sale which includes all of the Borderlands games alongside every single bundle that includes them. Now before you even say, but Hellfire, these games go on sale all the time. I know, but just look at this. Not even 1 month before the sale that we're speaking of, we saw the Borderlands Collection Pandora's Box go on sale for 75%. The difference is, this one did in fact coincide with their Sony State of Play appearance and where they announced the release date for Borderlands 4 with an accompanying trailer. And that event took place only 6 days after the Pandora's Box sale began. And after
Oh god, people did not like the trailer. It was, again, even if you ignore the wokeness, it's still really generic. One side is I what's it called? A stereo? No, it's not a stereotype. But it's the generic insert a neat looking futuristic high tech evildoers that don't really have a goal or anything and look sleek faction. And the other one was, your typical psychos. It's kind of stupid. It's really generic. It's very uninspired.
After all of the bad reviews and press that the series was getting post the Take-Two terms of service being launched into the games, all of a sudden, Gearbox decides, you know what, let's go ahead and do a publisher sale, just basically out of nowhere. And if you do not know the extent of what's in the recent Take-Two terms of service, then please go watch these 2 videos after you finish this one, as I really don't want to have to repeat myself. Today we're trying to discuss a situation regarding the community and the reaction to the new privacy policy, because by a large margin, the overwhelming reaction to what Take-Two has put in what is essentially a contract to the player has been to delete the games altogether. In the last video where I discussed this situation, we talked about the backlash that it was causing, and I pulled out a few comments in that video that I felt deserved some attention, but I think we need to go into that a little bit further than just showing about 5 or so comments. And this has seriously upset hundreds, if not thousands of people who enjoyed the Borderlands franchise. And I also wanted to mention that in the last video, I talked about how companies
Makes sense. You are a consumer. If you are upset about something a game company or any company that you buy the products of does, you have the right to be upset. Your criticism doesn't have to be constructive. Your criticism can literally be, fuck you, I don't like this, fix it. And you can absolutely, if you feel like it, not tell them how to fix it. You're a consumer. Your job is to enjoy it or be mad about it. That's it. If you want to be constructive, go ahead. But you don't have to, okay? We are not being paid by these companies to fix their problem.
Companies spying on us is becoming a common thing. A couple of you took that as, I personally think it's okay that they are spying on us, and
Is there's going to be another situation with Ubisoft? But I haven't covered it, but this is the thing. So, just in case you don't know, Ubisoft sold like, what, 5 copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows roughly, and 5 of them were given for free probably at the end of the day anyway. And now Ubisoft has to pay will probably have to pay like 100 million fine. Well, they're crumbling and dying already because they're stealing information from people without them knowing. It is hilarious.
Quickly wanted to clarify that I simply mentioned that to say that I know that terms of service like this are nothing new for other games, social medias, streaming services, and all kinds of other shit that's out there. It was not to say that I think it's okay, and the reason this is a problem is stuff like this in gaming is often used to combat online cheating and hacking issues, and the difference with Borderlands is it's not only older than hell, but a majority of the community plays solo to begin with, which makes it even more questionable as to why this is necessary. And
True.
Other than to possibly make this change now before we get into BO4, and to get as many people who are completely normal and don't want to read all of this hoopla just to accept it blindly, because most people, and this is including me, don't usually care to read this crap.
Yeah, no one does. By the way, no one reads terms of service is a completely valid excuse in the court of law, because everyone knows no one reads the terms of service. Companies know it, and they intentionally maliciously put shit in the terms of service that abuses. And it's kind of this interesting situation, this battlefield where terms of service are designed to protect companies from certain things, and it kind of does that. But at the same time, courts literally ignore the fact that you sign terms of service. And this is not once, this is not twice. This has happened already, I think, hundreds of times. Courts all around the world will constantly ignore the fact that, oh, you signed the terms of service. Yeah, okay, no one. We're just gonna ignore that because everyone knows no one gives a shit. Okay, the terms of service are at this point, terms of service are enforceable if they are reasonable. But the moment you put in something like, oh, you signed these terms of service, congratulations, 2/3 of your soul are now sacrificed to Lord Belial, you're like, yeah, the courts are gonna be like, yeah, that's not reasonable. Give the fucking soul back. That's what it's gonna end with.
But like I said, this is what these companies prey on. They don't want you to realize what you're accepting. And lastly, if I didn't have a problem with it, I wouldn't be reporting on it in the manner that I am. I probably wouldn't have made you aware of it at all. Now that we got that discussion out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and simply scroll the comment section of my last couple videos and read out some of your responses to Take-Two spying on the Borderlands players. Then maybe for some laughs at the end, we'll react to some people who react.
And again, Ubisoft is gonna get sued for this. And it seems the situation here is almost the same.
Actually defending Take-Two's decision to include these Take-Two terms. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the first comment. This one comes from AJ2688, and he says Randy couldn't take a little heat from Borderlands 4, and now he says, quote, yeah, well, if you say mean things to me or about the product I make, I'll ban you from the product you paid money for. Game devs are such wimps. Truly cannot wait until Take-Two tries to enforce this in Australia or in Europe, where we have very, very strict consumer laws, especially around products bought online. Like even making either of our countries...
Oh yeah, good luck America. This probably will never apply to you. Trump is probably gonna shake hands with the Take-Two CEO and say, good. That made money, good. And if you think I'm joking, I mean, the Pfizer CEO got a handshake and Trump saying, good job, do it again. Good luck.
Sign this opens them up for legal action, as well as we had a similar thing happen with various retailers a handful of years back. Now when it comes to legal grounds and Gearbox getting sued for this by, Australia or any other countries, I do have to say that in the arbitration clause it says that all of this applies to anyone other than people in Australia, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, or the territories of the European Economic Area, which does show me that Gearbox is being super precautious about this going out to countries that could easily sue.
Okay. So Gearbox slightly smarter than Ubisoft. Who would have expected?
Them. So I just wanted to mention that again really quickly. I'm not trying to defend them at all, but I am just trying to say that they have already snuck that into the terms of service, that in that arbitration clause, those countries are actually not included. And the next one comes from Brandon Watkins, and he says, we can all silently protest by just not playing the games. These agreements are actually insane. When it comes to people silently protesting, it seems like a lot of people are already taking that route, as I'll get into with some comments coming up. I personally haven't been playing a lot of Borderlands lately. I've honestly been putting more work into the videos about this Borderlands shit than I have actually playing the games, as I find it important to cover this stuff, as unfortunately it seems like no other Borderlands creator finds it important. Might have something to do with them wanting to get Borderlands 4 in early access, but that's another topic for another day. And the next comment comes from Zombie Robot.
By the way, if this shit is in Borderlands, yeah, that's gonna be in GTA 6 also. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
And she says, well, Take-Two and Randy Pitchford have went full stalker on us. And before you ask how I know she's a female, she's been in my streams before. She's an OG of the channel. And yes, ma'am, you are correct. Randy Pitchford have indeed went full stalker on us.
I did.
But for real, shout out to you for always turning up on the videos. I really appreciate that. And the next one says, you're telling me the guy who lost his USB drive wants to know my browser history and all of my personal information?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this, the USB drive. Why do you take a USB full of, P stuff and... Why? Why?
Sad to say it, but I'm uninstalling and I won't be playing while this continues. And yeah, if you don't know what he's talking about, Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, the person who's in control of the Borderlands franchise and everything to do with it, is known for an infamous controversy where he was caught with barely legal squirt corn, and somehow it ended up getting mixed up with his Borderlands stuff.
We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no! That's... Oh, hell no! Whoa!
And now with Take-Two overseeing Gearbox, Mr. Randy Pitchford's company, we now have them both collaborating to gather all the information on you they can, just in the event that, you know, you do something wrong. Whether they want to ban you, send the 2K Goon Squad to your house like they did to Sup Matto years ago, it doesn't really
Good
matter.
times.
Whatever 2K and Gearbox deems fit, if you accepted the terms of service, they can now do it. And now some of you are probably wondering, well, what are you going to do? Is that going to stop you from talking shit?
No.
I know what kind of man you are.
Nope. I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to continue breaking down the bullshit that this company's doing. Why? Because I love the fucking Borderlands franchise and I would want nothing more for Take-Two to stranglehold it away from Gearbox. Maybe just have any other dev team come in. We could also try and get these Take-Two
I mean, Take-Two or Gearbox is... I honestly almost think of them as the same at this point. I don't think there is... Is there any animosity between them? I think they're both on the same page. I think their ideals and everything overlaps at this point really well. I think taking Borderlands away from Gearbox would change absolutely nothing.
terms reverted back to how it was. But no, I'm not going anywhere. And they can try and stop me if they want. They can email me, they can threaten me, do whatever the fuck they want. But just know, Hellfire's not going anywhere. And the next one comes from Jingboy7, and he says, I think I might just leave BL4 alone to itself in the back of the store shelf. I love this series, but I don't know if I want to hold on to it. So long, Borderlands. Do you see the point I'm trying to get across here? Do you see how many people? And you know what? Hold on. Let me just read this next one. We got Stereo Mike, and he comes in and he says, guess it's time to stop playing Borderlands or any game that...
Okay, am I tripping? So if you're paying attention and listening with headphones, you can hear the background music. At one point, I thought that it's some kind of remix of Eminem feat Dido at the start, and now it's I don't know. I forgot the name what this is, but this one I definitely know.
that is a part of Take-Two Interactive. The next one, Lieutenant Fred. Low-key can't even play BL2 without quality of life mods anymore. The modding scene has...
It's killing me. What is this? I know it. I know it. I know the soundtrack.
went above and beyond for this game, and it prolonged its longevity and replayability tenfold. If I get banned for using mods on a game...
Yeah, that one. What is it? I forgot. With my
game that came out over a decade ago, I'm done with this franchise for
Ayo.
good. The last two games were shit anyway. I'm telling you, people are fed the fuck up, and they're...
Okay, I have to Google it. With my Ayo. Queen Alive Aid. Ayo? Is that it? Is that one? Queen? Is this? That's not a Queen song. There's no way. With my Ayo. There's no way that's a Queen. No, I don't think that was a Queen. Was it? Okay, boys, I'm clicking the YouTube, and you're not gonna hear this, so I don't get copyright struck. Let's click on it. Let's listen to it. Yeah, no, this is a different one. That's from the concert. Okay. Well, I don't remember what this is, but man, it's killing me.
They're tired of the spyware being put into the games that they have owned for a decade plus. And your response is to drop a publisher sale to combat the people who are leaving the game, to try and get new people on the game, to make it not seem like you're making any sort of loss here. Well, here's what I don't know if Gearbox is aware of yet, but they're losing a lot of their real community. You have no idea how much I want to sit down in front of this microphone and just tell you guys how great
Gearbox doesn't care about their old community. That's the trick here, okay? They care about the success of Borderlands 4 and the money it's gonna make. The old community can go do whatever what they want. They can go kick the rocks and dirt, okay? Kick sand. That's what they should do. That's what they are thinking. Because Borderlands 4 is the new thing. Didn't like Tiny Tina's Castle of Cringe? Well, shit, sucks to suck. I didn't like Borderlands 3? Well, shit, sucks to suck. Okay, Borderlands 4, new audience, modern audience, all the good stuff. It is crazy.
Borderlands 4 is looking, but I can't. I can't.
I love the arrogance, by the way, of all these companies because they constantly keep doing this. It's companies who have an established name because of their established fan base that has been with them for such a long time. That's literally millions big and made them successful in the first place. And then a random fucking new title of a game comes and they're like, okay, old audience, fuck you. We don't want you anymore. Now we're gonna go after this new modern audience that doesn't exist, never will exist, and maybe will sell a whopping 3 copies. Yeah. So many companies do this constantly. It's the most insane and reasonable strategy ever. This is probably. I wonder if this all originates from the fake data that like 50% of gamers are female. I'm not kidding. Like Wizards of the Coast have their own, for example, internal metrics for Magic the Gathering, which says that 50% of the player base is female. Yeah. Sus.
Because one, it doesn't. And two, even if it did, that wouldn't be the first thing on my mind because you have this stupid shit that you guys are putting into these old games. While you're trying to combat the community modders and the glitches and all this dumbass shit, what you should really be worried about is this franchise's future. And the next one says, I don't play online, but after looking at this, I feel like just deleting the game right now and never deal with Take-Two again. This is absolute lunacy. Followed up by, guys, we are witnessing the official death of Borderlands. The next one comes from MH Slim, and he says, Gearbox / Take-Two not pissing off their players. Challenge impossible. It's like they want to be the enemy of everyone. If this applies to Risk of Rain 2, I'll be even more pissed. And unfortunately,
anyway, yeah. I don't know what's wrong with all of these companies, but there's definitely something wrong with all these companies. They're just acting like idiots. Non-stop. For no reason. And it's stupid. It's stupid, and everyone knows it's stupid. But I guess it's their own grave. Again, I don't think Borderlands 4 is going to be a success. Judging from the trailer, it looks, again, generic and boring and woke. So, yeah. We're going to see how it goes. But don't get me wrong. Borderlands 4 is not going to be a disaster, probably. There's still going to be a decent chunk of people who play it. But that decent chunk of people who play it and buy it is not going to be nearly as much as one they expect to as they need to call Borderlands successful. So it's pretty honestly over for them in that respect. Anyway, that was Hellfire 10 out of 10. Bye!